How's it going, guys? My name's Mega Miles, and welcome to, I guess, the second video of the business strategy game. When I was looking at the first video, I thought it would be like, while I went over like the essentials, I thought it would be really helpful for those who are actually working on this to watch me go through one of my yearly decisions. So I decided I would film that and just go through my thought process and all that jazz. So you can see here is the rankings. For our class specifically, this counts as, I think, 20% of our grade. So I guess if you dominate the market enough, you can start to make some people fail. So that sucks for them. But anyway, let's go to the decisions. Okay, so we just got our results back. I still placed first. My scores actually went up from the previous year. So generally what I like doing when I first, like, obviously the first year, you're kind of going to be in the dark because you can't look at anything prior, really. So what I like doing, I like coming down initially to market snapshot and see how my decisions performed, I guess. So there's a couple things here. We're company C. We can look at our market share in comparison to everybody else. I have a 25% market share in North America. 26%, well, that's internet segment, 26% and wholesale, and like the next person is at 15%. Private label, which is key to being really successful, which I'm dominating in, 40%, which this guy, I guess, is kind of close. So the thing here is, what you want to look at, you want to look at gained or lost. Okay, this doesn't really have it because it's the same thing as wholesale. So gained or lost due to stockouts, you can see that we lost 1,700 sales because we ran out of shoes. So we sold out completely, but the demand was there for us to make more shoes. So we're going to take that into account. I'll explain after. So we came down here to private label, and you look at the same thing, your pairs offered and pairs sold, which unfortunately for me, I overshot. I really dedicated more to the private label because these guys over here are kind of stupid. They're producing, you got to pay attention to like the SQ rating for what the private label people will purchase at, and the minimum is a 4-star, and these guys are making 3-star shoes. So they make 200 3-star shoes each, and no one's gonna buy them. I don't know if that's like default, I don't know, but so for some reason the demand was lower than what I thought it was. So I offered like 700 more shoes, or yeah, about like 600 more shoes than the demand was. So I'm gonna have to adjust that as well for the following year. And keep in mind, like, generally the demand as the years go by go up. So I'll show you how I do my math. It's not like crazy complicated. So Europe and Africa, I just review these numbers and I actually copy them down. So like I look at how many I lost or how many I have left over in the private and the wholesale markets. And then here you can see that we were right on the dot. So when we sell out, what I like looking at is if the demand was met, which it was. So we can't exactly produce more here. We might get away with a little bit more for the following year since there's growth. And same here, the demand was met. So, okay guys, so I did the math. So you can see here, I outlined the wholesale. And the left column is how many pairs we sold, and the right column is how many sales we lost, and then I totaled all of that. So we have a potential, well, I guess a factual loss of 5,200 pairs of shoes, which means we need to produce more for the future. So we'll cover that later. Private label, the Asian market and the LA market, we were spot on. We met the demand and we didn't lose. We didn't have any carryovers. But the North American and European markets, we had 500 and 424. So what we can do is actually allocate that into our wholesale market. And you know, given we'll have like a little bit of growth room, but we're not going to produce as many this following year. First, what you need to actually do is look at what people are pricing their shoes at and see if you can increase your price. So you can see the market share here, 24.6, 21.6. And the reason why this person didn't beat me in market share is because they didn't produce more. If they would have produced more, they would have sold more than me because they priced themselves lower. Okay, so pretty much what we can do is we can produce more. I mean, obviously, because like we're missing out on sales, but we can theoretically up the price a little bit because the next price point is $75. So technically we could price at like $72.50 and hope that these guys don't drop their price down to like $71. You know what I mean? So we'll probably move our online price to and you always check like across the board. Yeah, which actually on the online markets, I don't think you can price them individually. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna change our internet marketing price to $72, okay? And to me, that's aggressive. I haven't been that aggressive. But you can see like our market share is expected to be about the same. So yeah, so from there, we go back to our market snapshot, and then we look at the price, same thing, of the other wholesalers. So our price is at $47.25. The next person that's below us is at $42, but they didn't produce. Did they produce retailer demand product? Yeah, they didn't produce fucking anything. So that's why we have such a big market share, because we've been building out our capacity, which is important. When you go, I'll try to not jump around too much, but like when you go do your little forecast, it literally always tells you this is a really high risk. Use extreme caution when you build, and you're like, maybe I shouldn't, but you need to, because there's gonna be demand, and if you can't meet the demand, either no one's gonna be able to buy shoes because no one's built enough facilities, or you know, you're gonna not be able to sell and someone else is getting those sales. So let's just do a quick look at these prices and see if we should increase. 47.25, 47.25. I can't remember if I priced consistently. I think I did. Yeah, I priced consistently across the board. Which I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna bump it up to 47.45. I know that sounds silly, but I've been bumping it slightly. And what I do, I actually look at the market share expectation right here when you change this price. So like sometimes if you put in like 50, it goes up. And actually I put in 50 and it stays the same there. So what do I want to do? Let's try 50 and just see how the numbers. So you see that one dropped pretty considerably because they're different markets. So 47. See that these numbers are so weird. So like 48 makes the market share go up. Go figure. What about 49? See, I just play with numbers here. So yeah, 48.5, and then what about 48.5? Stays the same. 48.5, that stays the same. 48.5. Yeah. So I think we can seriously 49. I think because remember, like across the board here, we were missing out on like almost 2,000 shoes, or 200 million or whatever it is, because it's in millions or whatever. But we were missing out on a lot. So we need to go to our branded production first and adjust those numbers. What we're gonna think about here, okay? So first, it was 3,000, okay, that we produced. Actually, this doesn't matter. We're gonna max everything out because our production here, leave overtime alone. We're gonna max this production out to, oh shit, I'm using that in the private label. So these are the things you gotta think about. So like right now I'm saying like, I want to max out the regular production, but I'm actually using that production for the private label as well as that overtime. So I might have to come back to that. So pretty much I will compare to this. We need to find 5,200 more production capacity, which we have, I think we have like 1,000? No. Yeah, I think it's just 1,000. So let's look back at private label. So pretty much, I guess I'll just say, like you can compare the numbers when I'm finished, because it's gonna take me a lot of thinking and going back and forth, and I think that might be boring for you guys. But pretty much we need to look at what we sold in the private label. Like you can take a screenshot of these or like pause the video, and then when I cut to where I finish my numbers, you can check that out and just see what I did. How about that? Okay, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so I'm picking up where I'm almost finished. I'm finalizing the numbers, so I wanted to interject a little important piece of logic here. So you can see like I added another column. So this was last year's actual sales. This was what we lost as far as demand. So I totaled that up, and I'm trying to match. This is our production capacity. This is the North American market of how many we can produce, or how many we're going to produce. So this is where we enter in everything. So you can like, if you're using the game, I don't need to explain it, but like you can send, you know, stuff from the European plant to the North American plant. So you balance out everything, and try to achieve the demand or attain or meet the demand or whatever. So right now we're looking at 4,600 shoes that the North American market needs. So we can produce in North America 3,575, okay? And then this one's maxed out, the European plant, which needs 4,651, so we need to allocate some from the Asian plant to there. 4,651, hold on. So I'm gonna bump it up to 4,700. So let me do that math real quick. So 4,700 minus 4,234 equals 466. Okay. So now you can see, where is it? 4,700 is down here, okay? And then let us see, we need to do the same thing for the American plant. And then what's gonna happen is the Asian plant is gonna have some leftover that we can allocate back into the private market. It's just, we gotta do the numbers first. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna allocate these last 207 pairs to the private market. So let's go ahead and do that. And sometimes like you lose certain production or certain quantities, like if you, like some are reject pairs or whatever, so you gotta like play with the numbers a little bit to get it right. So we need to go back to the production and then minus 207, so 4,500 minus 207, and then the numbers hopefully will match or be close, so we can play around a little bit. Okay, and then go to branded distribution. See how it's, we have 13 more pairs, so we need to subtract more. 13, so 4,280. That should be good. Oh, 4,001. Fuck. Should we just, let's just ship that fucking shoe. All right, perfect. Perfect, high five, guys. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna finalize our private label. So you can see here, North America set. Let's just double check. We're gonna get it with our other screen over here. So North America, we produced 746, and then, well, we produced 1291, but only 746 sold. So yeah, we're gonna leave that about there. Same way here, I upped it to 886. I just maxed it out. 1182, and then we have plenty here, so we can do 220, and then we could do the 900 here. So we have 1103. So we have 207 more to ship. So the LA market, fuck, it sucks because like we don't have enough production to be able to meet the 1300 that we did the last year, and we sold all of them in these markets. But we're just gonna have to do it. So we're just gonna have to do a 1103 here and then 1182 and just max it out. Now you have to look at the private label price, which is where a lot of people go and they mess up. And you also have to look at this guy up here because it does change. It does. It only changed for a few years, but it did change, and I didn't catch it the first year. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna check the prices of the private label from the last year. And the reason why that's important is it literally states on there, the prices fluctuate every year. So we go down to a market snapshot. And then we look at the prices, and I actually copy these down. So this max bid, I mentioned in the last video, the following year, you have to be $5 below that for the bid to be accepted. So we were at $49.20 this past year. So here, actually, let's make sure we're in the right market before I start copying these numbers. So what we're gonna do, we'll just put it out here. So, and then the reason why you do this is because you're able to up your price a little bit more. I mean, we could undercut the competition, but the demand's there. We can't even surpass the demand to produce a whole bunch and sell it, which I'm gonna build out some capacities for the last couple of years. Believe me, you'll see that in a minute. So let's go ahead and get to this 60, 52, okay? And then from here, it's pretty much downhill. After you do your numbers, the rest is pretty easy. So we gotta subtract 5 from this. And I always use a calculator. I can do like mental math, but I just don't wanna fuck it up. So 60, 52, feel free to do mental math. Okay, so what that means, these numbers on the far right column, right here, are our maximum bid for it to be accepted, but you want to be a little conservative, and it went up from last year, which is good. So the first one, 55, 52, we do like, we'll do 55, 25. Okay, always do like around a quarter, and then 55, 20, and then 50, 49, sounds like it's right. And then 51, oh shit, no, see, gotta be careful. 50, let's do 50, 75, that should be fine. Okay, so this is set right here. Okay, so we're pretty much done with all those previous numbers in that Word document. So from here, what I like to do, I look at celebrity shit, and then building plants, capacities, which we'll actually have to look at the numbers. And then what else is there? Your finance cash flow, and pretty much your corporate citizenship. We need to always, like, as you go on, you need to increase it slightly. So like, because I'm going to be building out some capacities, normally I'll increase both of these. I'm just going to increase the energy efficiency initiatives or whatever. So pretty much that makes you look better to whoever buys your shit, so you sell more of it, your corporate image. So yeah, from here, what we need to do, we need to go back. We're going to build out a plant capacity. So we're going to total, we missed out on about 5,000 pairs of shoes. And then here, so I think, because I built about 1,000 plant capacity this previous year, let's look at, first let's look at our distribution real quick. So it says we're gonna have a surplus, but I think that's inaccurate. I feel like with the growth, and this is me speculating, we need to build out, what we're gonna do, we're gonna build out 1,000 in each plant except for the Asian plant. Okay? Because what I want to do, I want to have every plant self-sustaining at the end. So you can see like we have 6,000 here. I want to get this to 55, 55, and then 48. Maybe we'll build a little bit more out here. So let's do that. I'll go through the first one just to show you in case you need help with that. So I always just fucking plow through these numbers because it's always going to tell me that I should fucking use caution anyway. You know what I mean? If you're living on the edge, just fucking do it. I think I have 500 now. So another important part, which I think I explained in the first video, is to increase your number of models progressively throughout your years. Let me look at the price real quick. Internet marketing, 49, 72, 72, 49. And then I think this is like 6 and 3 or something. Fuck me. Didn't mean to rhyme again. 72, 49, 6, 3. See, look. Oh my god, very high risk. Fuck you. I think my internet marketing and wholesale marketing costs are fucked up. Let me actually look at that real quick. Oh, it's because I do this all the time. Of course it's very high risk because I'm not producing any shoes. So, yeah. Extreme caution, profit prospects are risky at best. See, it always like fucking intimidates me. Now I'm like second guessing myself. I feel like this is the right thing to do. Fuck this thing. Yeah. So pretty much that's the first one. I don't know if my internet and wholesale marketing costs, like if I put like $1 here, it might change it. It might not. Let's put $4 and just see what happens. Let's do 4, 1, and see. 4, 1. Yeah, doesn't fucking matter. All right, I'm authorizing this construction. Hopefully I don't fuck up. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. I'm gonna do it for everyone except for the Asian plant. I'm doing 1,000 here and 1,000 here for the following year. All right, so we're gonna build 1,900 here, 1,000 and 1,000, okay? So the last year we might just undercut the competition on the private label market just if we have an excess, like if we have so many shoes that we can produce and we can't like I'm gonna just fucking sell them super cheap and take 100% of the private label market. So maybe if you guys want me to, I'll make a video of that. I'm actually not gonna be posting these because yeah. I don't know. It's like a couple years till the end, and my company name, I don't know if you saw, is my YouTube channel name. So I think that might backfire if I do that. Okay, let's just double check. We did corporate citizenship. We raised that a little bit. We're getting towards the end of what I do for a year. This sales forecast, don't even fucking worry about that. I always go through a review like, hey, okay, I did this. Hey, okay, I did this. Brand distribution's good. This is good. One thing I can mention is you can look at your market share with the mail-in rebates, and it doesn't make a difference. Like, oh, now it does. See? Okay, cool. I always play with them every year, and before it didn't make a difference. Like, it wouldn't change the market share. So 18% to 18.6. Oh wow, cool. And I check these every year, so I haven't been missing out on anything. But yeah, oh look, that $2 is giving us 1%. So always go through and check and play with like the numbers that I'm playing with. I mean, feel free to play with whatever numbers you want to. So pretty much there's been a bidding war for all the celebrities. Like this guy, okay, so like in the first video, I think the company D was just like overbidding for the celebrities, and I think this A guy, Alfeet, got pissed off and he just started overbidding. So I only have one celebrity, so I always go through here, and what we're gonna do, we'll bid 2,500 for this guy, which I probably won't get. We'll do 2,800 for that guy, and these are important to get, but I'm not gonna over fucking bid when I'm already like killing the market. But what you can do, you can type all this in, and then you can look cost per brand, cost per pair sold. carryover cost. Yeah, so 73 cents per branded pair sold. Okay, so yeah. So this is just total. Okay. All right. The only reason why that kind of caught me off guard is because I haven't had a celebrity, because these two people are fucking like going crazy. So I haven't had like an opportunity to bid while I'm having a celebrity, believe it or not. So private label, we already took care of. So now the last screen that we have to do before we submit our decisions is the finance and cash flow. Sorry, I'm like getting tired. So the thing I pay attention to here, most importantly, is our default risk, okay? Second thing, I think I might have outlined this in the previous video, but now you get to see it in action. Stock repurchase, this is important. You always try to do the max. So 170K, which brings us to medium as far as default. So now it makes you look really good if you purchase the max shares. So what I do, I'll do like a 5-year loan for this difference. So I'll do like 70. And generally it'll put me back down at low, okay? Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes like you can play with this, like let's say like the max was like 200 and it put you at medium, but you never know. It could be like 199 and you're at low. So play with those numbers for sure here to keep yourself in the low default risk so your credit rating looks good. So here, we're ready to save our decisions. Yeah. And then we look at our image rating, which went down. That sucks. From last year, I think it was at 99 or the expected. Whatever, fuck it. So A+ credit rating, 45% or 49% return on equity, 45 earning per share. So right now, with what we're building out for the following 2 years, or the following year, I guess, it's gonna, like the last year, we're gonna dominate. My goal is to get like at least 50% across the board as far as market share in the online, wholesale, and private label, which I know private label we can do. I already have 60% in one market, which I guess if you want to be theoretical, if we have all this production this following year, all these facilities built, we're going to be able to like max out, you know, just the regular markets, the wholesale markets, and then we're going to undercut just to piss everyone off and try to get 100% in the wholesale market. It'll be really nice. All right, so I hope that helps you out a lot. The other videos I saw are just like people that are way too like, I don't know, I just felt like I was talking to a developer. So I wanted to make it, I guess, more personable. If you enjoyed this video, if you made it this far, please subscribe if it helped you out. Check out my gaming videos. That's actually what this channel's for. And if you're one of my subscribers already, I apologize for this video. It's off topic, obviously. But yeah, my name is Mega Miles, and I will see you in the next one.